Hi, I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Justy.
And together we're losing it.
We both lost over 100 pounds by developing healthy habits.
And I also had weight loss surgery and used a GLP-1 medication.
And I used a GLP-1 medication and had skin removal surgery.
We're really passionate about helping people learn to live a healthy lifestyle by sharing our experiences.
But we're not doctors, so if you have questions, reach out to your medical team. And you may see our mascot Sancho pop up from time to time.
And all three of us hope that you find our content useful.
Welcome back, friends. We are here for another episode, and we left you high and dry for a little bit, but Justy and I did not leave each other high and dry. We got to hang out.
Yay!
We're just now coming back from the Just Be You Awards, JBY Award show in St. Louis. We were there last weekend, and we were supposed to record there, but I think we were just enjoying ourselves
Yeah.
and enjoying some downtime. We were pretty busy because we presented, so we were like, back and forth between things like that, making new friends. Just didn't happen. So, y'all got put on the back burner for a minute because we've been hot on our tails about talking about our goals because we're well past the first quarter and we have not discussed goals, and embarrassingly enough, I'll admit that not only did we not discuss them, but I didn't remember what mine were, which is the whole point that we do
The
these
whole
checkups.
point. The whole
Justy
point.
remembered mine. As she was saying to him, I'm like, yeah, that's right, that's right. And the thing is, if they're not top of mind, you're not you're not making them a priority. So now that I'm having this refresher, it reminds me, like, yeah, girl, you set these goals 3 months ago, and you're not really. While they're back here, there are things I think about. I haven't been making it a priority. So
Right.
that being
And
said,
I think you're not the only person, right? There's so many people. It's now April, and I'll tell you, it's kind of funny how I'm in the bakery business, and January and February are slow months. March is our busiest month, our most profitable month, and that's because people have given up on on their goals.
and on the opposite, because of my meal prep business, people came in hot in January and February. We
Oh
had new
yeah.
customers, new customers.
Oh
I
yeah.
haven't heard from those people. I
Yeah.
still have my regulars. I have not heard from those people. So the people who came
Mhm.
on board in
Mhm.
January and were ordering every week, January into February, and I'd see them working out and going to the gym because I follow my customers on social media
Yeah.
too. Because a lot of the business was through social media at first. So, but yeah, I haven't not a peep, haven't seen or heard from them. And I've even reached out like, hey, just check in. They're like, yeah, I'll let you know if I want to order something. I'm like, okay,
So this is
cool.
your reminder that if you
Yeah.
had a goal in January and you haven't stuck to it and you don't know what they are, it's only April and we got
I
lots
wrote
of
them down
months.
in here because I said to Justin, I'm like, why aren't they? We don't have them in Canva. We didn't post them. I'm like, where are they? And I looked in
We've
my
got lots of months to go in this year, so it is not a give up. It is
right.
rejuvenate and let's go. Maybe your
Mhm.
goals were just too lofty. Maybe your goals weren't something that were aligned with what you want most, and so this is a great time to reevaluate and and kind of tell somebody and find somebody else who has goals so you can hold each other accountable. Because if Steph and I wouldn't remind each other, or if we didn't have this podcast to record, it would be so much
All right.
easier, just to get it. So it is understandable, but get back up on the horse, y'all.
So yeah, this is your reminder if you've set them and you forgot them to go back and look at them. If you didn't set any goals yet, it is not too late. You don't have to
It's
wait
not.
for the first of the month. You don't have to wait for Monday. You don't have to wait for January. You don't have to wait for
Right.
summer to get here. You don't have to wait for anything. Your birthday. Oh, I got that wedding coming up in the fall. Don't
Right.
wait. Just do
No.
it.
Just do it.
I say that knowing that I didn't shit the bed completely on my goals. So with that being said, let's go right into it. So I'll start with my first one, which was more stretching. And I think that came about because we always have a um what's the word I'm looking for? A movement type of goal.
Yeah.
We typically
Physical.
have, yeah, we always have something physical, some kind of movement. But because in December and I had my shoulder injury and I'm still not 100%, I didn't want to set myself up with some lofty goal for this year. But I do know that I could certainly benefit from more stretching. And I mean, luckily this counts for me, but I was doing physical therapy in the beginning of the year for my shoulder, which was a lot of stretching. When we were at JBY, we did the wellness morning, we did a yoga there.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have been doing more stretching than I've ever done. I've done some Pilates at the gym and stuff like that. But I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So today is my reminder, like, okay, yes, you've done more, but not really, you've done more by default, honestly, because I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to do classes where I'm having to do overhead stuff. I'm not ready for that yet. So I've kind of done it by default, but I'm doing it. So
Good.
I'd say I'm like 75% on that because it's not as mindful as I'd like it to be, but it's happening.
And my physical one was not necessarily a goal because there was no like into it or a way to measure it, but it was more of a focus. And the focus was to increase my elevation. So to really focus on elevation. And I did this challenge in January that was to actually 10 45-minute stair stepper workouts in the month. I think it was 10. And I did that. And y'all, 45 minutes on the stair stepper is no fucking joke.
Right. No, I would
And
die.
I wanted to increase my flights. So I literally started at 109 flights, I think it was. And by the time I was done with the 10, I was like 165 flights of
That's
stairs.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So I killed
That's a
it
lot.
and it was fucking torture. But it also put something in my head that when I was running the 5K last weekend, I was like, this isn't even 45 minutes. And you did the stair stepper for 45 minutes. Keep going.
Right.
So it just gave me that little bit of like confidence that I can do hard things and just get through it.
Right. If I can do that, I can do this.
Right. And so I have continued to do the stair stepper, not twice a week, because I don't want to. But I do it. So after a workout, I either do a walk, a run, or the stair stepper typically, or a class. So it just depends on the day, but I feel good about where I'm at with that goal. I'm actually going hiking this weekend. I did Crowder's Mountain. So I feel good about that.
All right. So the first one is we're not off track. We'll say that for the first one. For the second, my second goal was to go to sleep earlier, and I didn't give it any real, excuse me, specific time or anything like that. But I know for me, and I think I've told you this in the past too, that for me, my goal is midnight. And I know that sounds late for you. I just don't get up as early as you do.
Yeah.
Um,
My goal
and
is
I'm
to
sick.
have right now.
And we have like, like for example, the other day, Chelsea had tryouts for soccer that didn't even end till 9 p.m. and it was a half an hour away. So by the
Wow.
time we get home and then get her to bed and then get her lunch made and get everything packed up, there's no way I'm going to bed at your time. I'd never make it. So I'm shifted a little bit because we get up at 7 to take her to school. So I don't have to be up till 7. So midnight for me is my goal because if I go to bed at midnight, I can get 7 hours of sleep, which is
Yeah.
sufficient. But it's when I let myself go past that. And before we hit record, I was telling Justy, like last night, my husband fell asleep on the couch. He's not really been feeling good. He fell asleep on the couch and I was finishing up some work and I was like, oh, I'm getting really tired. But it was about a quarter to 12, which is perfect. That's where I want to be. So I carry myself upstairs. I get up there and the bed's not made. I'm like, damn, I forgot. We were cleaning earlier and took the bed apart and everything. So I went downstairs, down 2 flights of stairs, got the stuff out, came right back up the 2 flights of stairs. For whatever reason, that re-energized me. And I was up till 1. I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Luckily, I didn't have to get up she wasn't with us, so we didn't have to take her to school. So I was able to sleep until 8 this morning. But it's just like, why do I do that to myself? So I have to. I know when I was going to bed last night, I had it in my mind like midnight, got to be in bed by midnight because I'm shooting for that 7 hours of sleep. But sometimes I don't. I need more discipline in that area. I need to set myself some boundaries. So I think of it, but I don't always stick to it. My intentions were good because I took myself up there, but totally forgot to make the darn bed. So after all that, I had second wind, and that's not what I was looking for. But
And
yes, it's top of mind for sure. I just don't always stick to it.
my kind of personal goal, I guess, was my goal from last year, which I didn't finish at the end of the year because I had some stuff come up, but I did finish it in January, was I passed my personal training certification. So I'm a certified personal trainer now. And my goal was to do something with that. So, I teach I have a body pump certification. I have a personal training certification now. And so, it was hard for me to commit to teaching 2 or 3 classes a week or that sort of thing. But then after evaluating it, like I do have time. I don't do stuff in the evening. And then I want a snack. Um, so I'm in the process of getting hired on by the Y. So doing some personal training and then doing some group fitness classes part time. And so I'm gonna just try it and see if I can manage my schedule. I'm not really planning on doing a ton of traveling this year, which I typically do a lot of traveling. So I think it'll be good for me to get in a routine. So yeah, I'm good there. I'm on track.
All right. Our next one, we both have the same, I believe, was to lose weight, lose fat, but gain muscle. So
Yes.
not necessarily weight related because the weight could stay the same, and we're just replacing the fat with muscle. And I did do my body scan. I just haven't gone back to do another one, nor do I think that it's changed. So I don't think I know for a fact I have not done because I haven't done anything to really gain muscle. I've more so my exercise has more so been like walking and hiking, less than going to the gym. But I know that we have spring break next week and we're going away camping, so we'll be doing hiking and stuff then. And when I get back from that, I already told my husband I want to start setting up um what our workout routine is going to be based on what we have going on for the week. Because we'll talk about the week. We plan our dinners and everything. We put it in a shared app. So I think also in there, and sometimes he'll put what his workout's going to be, but I know I have to get better with that for mine. So like, what day are we going to the gym? What day are we going for a hike? Because now that it's getting nice outside, I do want to do more outside. And I know for a fact I have to get back to running more because I think I'm still doing a triathlon in July. I'm supposed to be doing that in July. So I got to get it together from doing that, but I'm definitely doing a Ragnar in September. That's already booked, locked and loaded. So I need to get back to running. So I just have to get into that routine again because that's what I was doing before, like running 2 or 3 times a week and gym 2 or 3 times a week. And I had a good little routine set up based on the classes that I like, but I need to get back to that. So I haven't been not active. I just haven't been active with purpose, I guess, like where I've planned it out ahead of time. So I want to get back to that. But this week makes no sense because we're not going to be here. So I already know what we'll be doing. We'll be hiking.
Yes. And so mine, it was the same thing. So I wanted to build muscle and lose fat. And my first body scan that I took, I did. So I lost 6 pounds of fat, I think it was, and gained 2 pounds of muscle. So I lost 4 pounds overall. I've been weighing myself I weigh myself almost every day, honestly. And I'm actually doing my scan in 2 weeks. But I feel like I'm going to see some good results because I have been killing it in the gym and my clothes fit differently. I just feel more firm and I'm lifting heavier weights. So I'm excited to see those results in 2 weeks. It's actually around the first of the month is when I'm going to do it. So my first one was good. And I love these body scans because I was kind of like, oh my gosh, like I've only lost 4 pounds, which 4 pounds in 2 months um is still a decent amount, right? Like half a pound. What is it, half a pound a week or
Half
something
pound a
like
week,
that?
yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good range. But when I saw the data that I'd lost 6 pounds of fat and gained 2 pounds of muscle, that's when it's like makes you feel good. So I really, really
Hmm.
am an advocate of these body scans. So
Hmm. Yeah, so I will have to what month we're in April. So I think beginning of May I'll probably set up another one and see where I'm at.
yeah, let's do it. Let's do it the same around the same time. I'm planning on doing it in May. I did one every 2 months. I've been doing them every 2 months. So since my surgery. So yeah.
Mm, okay. Yeah, that I think that would be about 2 months for me. I have to look at the date of mine.
Yeah.
I think it would be about 2 months for me. Um, and then my last goal was to schedule downtime. And I can tell you right now, I don't schedule downtime and I need to, but I will say, um, there is a bit of a sense of relief in that sense because I'm not as go, go, go as I was before. Because number one, now that, you know, my husband is working, for our business and not somewhere else, all the household responsibilities don't fall on me. Because before it was a lot of, I had to pick Chelsea up from school because he was at work. So I have like that's just one more thing I have to do, and that's a 40-minute round trip added onto my work day, onto, planning for the business and things like that. And the business, I don't want to say is in cruise control, but like as far as I don't have to create as many recipes as I was in the beginning. I was having to create recipes because everything was new, new, new. And now we're able to utilize stuff and recycle it. So I've got a lot of that. He's doing all like the grocery pickups, a lot of the household cleaning. So a lot of that has been alleviated off of me. So I now have less to do. So kind of more downtime where we actually sit and watch. We've been catching up on TV shows, and I wasn't doing that for a long time. So I'm not scheduling it, but like I went to JBY. We're going away this week. So it's just, we have to be intentional now. We can't really go away on the weekends as much anymore, but during the week I can. I get plenty of vacation time. So we're taking this week during her spring break. I took the weekend while I was with you. So I just have to be strategic in when I plan to do things because we love to travel. I love to get away.
Yeah.
And not doing that at all, I feel like was affecting like my mental health. So then going
Yeah.
there and spending that time with you at JBY, us going as a family and spending 4 days, in the mountains, that's all stuff that's going to rejuvenate me and that's downtime for me. I know for most people it's probably not to go like camping and hiking. It seems like a chore, but for me that's downtime. For me that's like
Mhm.
connecting with nature. So that's my downtime. But I
Yeah.
think I could do better at intentionally scheduling it on like a weekly basis. Like
Mhm.
when I'm planning my workouts, I also need to plan like where's my downtime.
Yeah. And I mean, I have a lot of downtime. So I mean, I'm busy. I stay busy. That's the thing. People are like, oh, you're so busy. And for me, I'm like, oh, I waste so much time. But whatever.
Yeah.
I'm excited about my downtime. That's not one of my goals, but the pool is open now. And so
Mm,
I love to, I call it pool and porn. Because I listen to like some romance novels while I'm
right,
down at the
right.
pool.
Yeah.
And so I just will relax out there and do that. But anyway, so yeah, but my last one was to do monthly counseling because I really have never done counseling seriously before. And I feel like I'm at a place in my life where I have a lot of my shit together, but I still don't have a partner in my life. And so I kind of feel like there's something that I'm projecting or something that where I'm not connecting with a man. So I did start that. So I've only done one. It took me a couple months to find somebody. And then I found somebody and I really, really like her. And so, and she was like, yeah, you don't really need to come more than once a month. Cause I told her like, whatever you think. She's like, yeah, you don't need to come more than once a month. So I have another appointment, I think next week. So I got that. I'm
But
good.
that first appointment was she came in guns a blazing, didn't
She did
she?
come in guns a blazing. And I was like, you act like you know me.
Right.
But
But
I
how
think
do you know
it's
me?
I think it's good because, and I hate to say this in a way, but I'm going to. I live in a world where the majority of the people that I interact with on a daily basis work for me. They're not going to call me out on my shit. You know what I mean? And
Right, yeah,
then
yeah.
my other ones are my besties, my girlfriends, and you guys think I'm
Yeah,
awesome.
you
And
don't do
so
anything wrong.
like
Yeah.
it's not a objective view, and they're just not, you guys are not taught to put things together. So because you're not a psychiatrist or
I'm
whatever.
a chef.
So right. So I think just having an outside person is going to be good for me. I don't know that it's going to make me find my prince charming because I mean, I don't know, I've kissed a lot of frogs. So there's that, but at least I know that I'm adding to my toolbox of, um, you know, being a well-rounded quality woman.
That's exactly the word I was gonna say. Well, like rounding yourself out, just knowing
Yeah.
that like whether you have someone there by your side or not, you're gonna constantly improve your life and find
Yeah.
ways to make things better for you, or how can you relieve stress, or how can
Uh-huh.
you pull some walls down,
Yeah.
like things like, there everybody has shit that they can work on, so
Right.
kind of
And
like if you
and
have
I
the time and the means, you may as well.
it's interesting because I was talking to Buckeye the other day and talking about how, like, with my weight loss journey, so with raising my kids, that was a huge major focus in my life, and my career was a huge major focus, and I raised my children on my own, so I didn't get help, right? And then my weight loss journey for the last 4 years has been my focus, has been my thing. And I'm not done with it, but it's pretty much done. Like, surgeries are over, my skin removals are over. I've been in maintenance literally in this 10 pounds for 2 years, and that's fucking amazing if you ask me. And so that's
Mhm.
kind of done, although I'm always going to be working on it. So it's like, what's next, right? um what's major next? And I think major next is me finding a partner, and continuing to better my life, maybe not in huge ways but in small ways. And so I just,
Mhm.
me, I'm never going to stop trying to be better, uh which is a good
It
thing.
does, yeah, it doesn't make sense not to. Like, why?
Right.
I worry about people who don't want to change, who don't
Right.
want to improve. Like, I don't know. If I look at where I am in my life right now versus where I was in my life 15 years ago, it's totally different. And not that I was
Yeah.
doing anything bad or wrong 15 years ago, because I was still trying to grow and learn and change then, but
Right.
it's so different, and I'm not mad at it. It's not different in a bad way.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. And I just, being a businesswoman, I tell my employees all the time that the worst thing we can do is be mediocre, because there's a lot of choices out there for people to spend their money. And so we need to be exceptional. And I feel like that's just kind of how I live my own personal life too. Is, yeah, I'm not perfect, but I try really hard to be really, really good at what I
mhm,
do. And
mhm,
and I do suffer some because I expect others to be that way. They're just not. And I
right.
think that's why I'm constantly highly disappointed by men, because they don't have that drive in them. At least the ones
Not the
I
ones
run
that, not,
into,
right, that's what I say. They're
you
out
know,
there, but I don't
not the
know
ones
that.
I run into. So how can I attract that? How can I let that be known
Right,
without being intimidating? Because I'm not changing
right,
myself. I'm not going to brighten my light for some swinging dick, right? But
right,
I can learn how to meet in the middle, I think. So we'll see.
right. Because that's not even a man thing. That is, we don't know
A
very many
human thing.
women that do that either.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's our path. That doesn't mean it's anybody else's path. But
Right. Mm-hmm.
if you're finding a life partner, you don't want to find a life partner with somebody who's where you are now and you're still trying to grow and they're not.
Right.
Because I'll tell you, in my last relationship, I was always still trying to grow and he was not.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would push him to do certain things like, hey, you should, like, if there's a promotion at work or something, and he'd be like, no, I don't really think I want to do that. And I'm like, what? What do
Even
you like?
friends, like you and I have been friends for a
I don't
long
get it.
time, and we're the same type of person, right? And I have friends who are not, and I have friends who are in the same fucking cycle that they were in 5 years ago with the same excuses, and it gets old,
Hmm.
right? I don't want to be in a partnership with someone like that. And so I just really
Yeah.
looking for something, or some way to, I don't know, just round myself out a little bit,
Hmm.
not be so Scorpio.
Not that there's anything wrong with Scorpios.
No.
We love us. But you know what? There are some Scorpios that like give us a bad rap. I don't think
Yeah.
that's us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all in all, I think we're the first quarter. I
Yeah.
feel good about it. There's some things I could tweak or do a little bit better, but I feel really good. I got
I
some
want to be
balls
more
rolling.
intentional with it. I don't think I'm
Yeah.
shitting the bed completely, but I know I could be more intentional with it.
Right. I have all my balls rolling that I need to roll. And I also signed up for a 10K at the end of August, around the Crown 10K. So that's gonna be something that I kind of a goal that I added on. I did a 5K last weekend and I didn't do bad. But I really had to pee. And so it was like every step I took, I'm like, I'm going to piss myself. So I need to be better prepared for this 10K for that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I am the healthiest I've ever been, mentally,
Hmm.
physically, financially, all of it. I feel
Hmm.
great. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not even sitting here waiting for like a shoe to fall.
Right.
I'm
Right.
just riding this wave. So I feel good.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Well,
what's next?
yeah, damn it. So thank God we talked a little bit about this beforehand. We have two things that we know we have on the horizon, one of which is a guest that we're going to bring on of somebody that I know personally that lost a significant amount of weight naturally. And it became because of health scares, some health issues. So I think it's pretty remarkable. So we're going to bring this person on. And then Justy had mentioned something that we kind of discussed before was we want to talk about support. You know, after
Mhm.
being at JBY and we went to retreat just back in November, and that just having that community of people because not everybody has support like you and I have. And we have others outside of just you and I, and not everybody has that, but um, the community is there for people who don't have that and for those of us that do have that. So like
Mhm.
our DMs are always open. We know other people who, you know, we talk to people on a daily basis back and forth via social media. We may have never met these people in life, but we support each other like wholeheartedly and it's incredible. So if you
Yeah.
don't have that, like I can't suggest more to like open yourself up to that. And so we kind of want to do a podcast around support and how important it is.
It is, and it's really fun. Just like when we went to the JBY to like see people that you follow on social media, or for people to come up to you and be like, "Oh my gosh!" Like, fangirling. It's strange for us, but it does happen, and people just reaching out and asking questions. That's what we're here for. That's why we started it, and so yeah, we're going to talk about support and where you can find support, where you can get support, whether you're, bariatric surgery or not. If you don't have support, how you can go about it, how you can maybe help people help you with what you
Right. Or
need.
if you have that
Right.
calling of like we
Mhm.
did, of like we want to tell our story, we want to share our experiences because we just know that there's people, women specifically out there who are struggling and we've been where they are. And
Right.
we just
Yeah.
know that we have
Yeah.
something to add to that. We met two besties at
Yeah.
JBY
The
weekend,
very
very
besties.
besties. And they are a lot like us. And
Hmm.
so
Oh, maybe
we
we
should
should
bring
have
them
them on.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
Oh,
like
look
we
at
should. We'll
us.
reach out. Yeah, we'll reach out. You already know.
So yeah, I'll reach out to them, and then so yeah, we have a couple of things going that I think will be really really fun. And I don't know, I just have a little extra energy after being at the JBY Awards and meeting some fun people and hearing some stories, and also really just being proud of us for doing this, right? There's not a lot of people that can do what we've done, and there's so many people that are afraid to do it, or are just don't have the support, or whatever it is, right? And so I just feel like this community is really kind of cool.
Agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So yeah, support is everything. I know I wouldn't be where I was if I didn't have it because I'd be out in left field somewhere.
Yeah, and even with me having support from non-bariatric people has been really important, or non-weight loss journey people. I have a friend, Steph. I have a friend, a gym buddy now, and we go to the same classes every day on, every single day. We're there at 6:30, and there's days when I'm like, I don't want to fucking get out of bed. But I know she's going to be there, and there's the same thing. And so they don't have to be people who are on your same journey, but they just
Right,
have to be people who love you and are
right,
encouraging, and you can encourage, because she tells me the same thing. She's like, "Oh Lord, but I knew you'd be there. We're going to run that 10K
right,
together, so we got to do this
right,
type, you
right,
know what I
right.
mean?" So, um I think some
Support comes
people
in many shapes. Yeah.
yeah, and I feel like some people, and I know I did for a long time, needed to have people that understood my journey, but I don't. It's nice to have that is very important, but then there's also other people out here that are just good humans, and to collect good humans, I think is super important.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do.
That's that. Yeah.
That's a
I think
wrap.
that's it. We did
Yeah,
it. Look at
it
record
is.
timing. Look
It
at
is.
us.
Well,
Shit.
we're both on like kind of well, she's got to
Yeah,
do a class, and I've
I
been at work
do.
since 5 o'clock this morning. I'm still in my t-shirt, so I'm over it, and I need to go buy Sancho some dog food and pack for my
Mhm.
camping trip. So
Yeah. We're both camping. I'm excited.
yeah,
We'll come
yeah,
back and we'll swap stories.
yes, for sure. So
Mhm.
we will see
Mhm.
you in a couple of weeks
Yeah.
with some support, or maybe a guest.
Yes. We'll see. I don't know which one. We'll see.
All right,
All right. See ya.
bye.
Bye.